able to join, we will share the recording. So my colleague Emiliano will elaborate about the initiative further in much more details. Let me just give a few words of introductions. As you know, 20 years ago, while our high school students were not born yet, we were shocked by the devastating Indian Ocean tsunami. I'm very sure many of us, the teachers, the principals, remember the event, and there might be some of us which actually experienced the impact of this 2004 tsunami. And we know that the tsunami changes on how the world look, as well as work on disaster risk reduction. We also know that tsunami hazard will continue to be among us across the generation. Therefore, it is our responsibility to ensure that the next generations will be always aware, prepared, and of course, becomes more resilient than all of us. Through this Tsunami United initiative, we aim to open a conversation to invite students to be the future champions to ensure that the safety of the next generation from any natural hazard, especially tsunami. And we can only achieve this with all of you, the most important persons, which is the teachers who actually will lead the next generation. That said, let me hand it to my colleague Emiliano to go through what we'll be doing in the next few weeks or months. Emiliano, the floor is yours.
Thank you so much, Ardito, and hello everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Can you please confirm if you can see the screen?
Yes.
Excellent. So this project is about connecting the next generation to build coastal resilience. And we would like today to walk you through this project and this educational experience, talk about the timing and the dates, talk about how we can do complementary activities in the classroom, and we will give you some support materials and context information so that everyone has all the information and context available to fully participate. It will be a series of webinars and we will tell you about it. It will include a conversation with space with an astronaut that will happen in July. So today is also an opportunity after my short presentation to have questions and answers, to make sure that you feel free to ask any questions. And we know that this may be new to some of you or to many of you, but we are really happy to have this opportunity to interact with you. We thank you so much for connecting. We admire your work as teachers, and we hope that these materials and experience will enrich all the amazing things and work that you do with your students at school. Don't worry if you think that you're taking too many notes, like it will be recorded, so it's just in case you will receive this video with any particular details. We call the project Tsunami United, building on a collective narrative, with the idea that we are all a team, a regional team, getting prepared for future events. Potentially, there could be disasters in the future, yes, and this is an opportunity to get together, learn together, create networks, and this idea that we are all a team training for future events, like it's as if we were training for a match or for a season in sports. So we have this identity that is built on the union and about our oceanic identity, which is at the same time a great connector. We know that we will be talking about past, present, and future tsunamis in the context of disasters. So this is what the elements, the identity represent, and this is what you will find in the presentations and in the website as well. We are really proud and excited about creating a regional team. Today, only half of the teachers are connecting because we have 2 time zones, but a few hours ago, like think it was around 12 hours ago, we connected with the Western time zone within the Indian Ocean. So we're really, really happy to be able to connect you all and to learn together about ocean resilience. For the students in particular, our goal is to inspire the next generation of disaster risk managers, even if they are formally risk managers or even within their disciplines, that they take their role and a leading role in protecting their communities and educating their communities about hazards and risks. We are also connecting regions, countries, and culture, and this will not be so much for them about information, about filling them and bringing lots of data. We will give them, of course, tools, and we will bring stories and scientific information, but we want them to be the protagonists of this. We want them to support them to tell a story about the ocean, about tsunamis, depending also on their motivation. So we'll get deeper into that, but we want it to be fun and interactive, and it's going to be very practical. Many of us are working to disaster risk communications, so we bring simple methodologies to engage the students in this process. So it will be about learning from past tsunamis and also about the progress since then, all the progress in terms of early warnings, in terms of communities getting prepared and tsunami preparedness programs. And then we will also teach them to communicate. Hopefully, it will be a first experience for them, and to create a story, to create a part of what we call a campaign, because this year marks the 20th anniversary of the 2004 Indian Ocean tsunami. So we want to trigger a conversation, and we want to engage more people in the conversation about tsunamis this year. So this will be about helping them find a voice and express their message through different medium, and we'll have a look at that in a minute. So, and they will also have the opportunity to showcase their work, to show others what they achieve, and to show others what they create. In practice, it will be a series of online activities. Today, this is the first activity only for teachers, and then we will have 4 sessions for students. In the first one is much more about our region, our ocean, about presenting the initiative and bringing some what we call tsunami memories about the event in 2004. Then it will be about starting to engage in and supporting them to tell a story. And in session 3, we will also be talking about satellites, because when it says ISS contact, that's the International Space Station contact, we will have an opportunity to talk to an astronaut about our Indian Ocean, about our coasts, about how science does research and monitors events and monitors change and in our region. So this is something that all of us will be able to follow in a transmission, and a few of the students in a process in which they will select questions, they will be selected to ask the question live, because it's only a 10-minute conversation with the space so we'll get into it later. And then there's a 4th session, which is like a closing event in which we support them to continue working on their story. And it's also a way of for closing a process that it's a series of 4 events. So it's training today, 4 sessions for the students, and a live event for all of us to connect with the astronaut. So let's get deeper into it. A couple of examples of things we would like to discuss with the students. First one is like the words and the meaning that we use referring to the ocean, to the waves, to the tsunamis, to events and life in our ocean. We know that different cultures will participate, from Eastern Africa to the east of the Indian Ocean. So we know there are many languages, so this will be a way to break the ice and play around with those local culture meanings. And we are also interested in their motivations in terms of their studies and their vocation and what they want to do in the future. Because if they are more into science, they can do the work and the story with a much more scientific approach. But if they are into art, they can also do artistic work. And we're interested in their passions, in their intentions regarding the future. Then we will also talk, of course, about the 2004 event, and we are really sensitive, and we know that it was like a very serious and destructive event for many of your communities. So we'll start by discussing what does memory mean to you, because this year marks a commemoration which is about memory, which is about putting things in perspective, sharing learnings, sharing grief, sharing different emotions. But it may be different for them since they don't have a memory. It may mean different things to them. So we are curious and we are open to let them, at least we know there will be many in the sessions, but even if it's through the chat window or even if it's playing with words in a shared screen, this is something that we want to try to make it interactive. And we are also aware that the tsunami itself may mean this should be, sorry, this will be 04. What did the tsunami itself mean to you? And we're again aware that for some it meant like life change for their families, and for others it may have been a more distant event but still disruptive. So we are interested in how different parts of such a big region like the Indian Ocean connected with a physical event that was so big, right? Of course, we will discuss what causes a tsunami, and we will share images with them about how the region was affected over time during that event. And again, I'm going through a very short version now of what we're trying to do with the students, but a very important part is once we discuss the motivations and once we discuss the event in 2004, and once we give them tools and information of the progress since then in so many areas, early warning, preparedness, gender issues, monitoring, sensors, then we are really interested in how they connect to the event, and we invite them to tell a story. When we say tell a story, it's creating some communications that will be useful to trigger conversations about tsunamis so that many more people talk about this year. So the goal of this story is that we want to highlight the best stories as part of the commemorations to inspire others, to educate others. And if they like art, they can write a poem or they can do artistic work. They can do something visual, for example. If they are into journalism and they want to do an interview, be it with a survivor or with someone who has a story about tsunamis, then this is an opportunity to put that in practice. If they like storytelling and they want to write a story, of course they can do so. If they like science and they want to do something scientific and do research, let's say, on early warning or on how tsunamis are originated, then they can do so as well. If they want to do video, they can do video. If they want to do illustration, they can do illustration. So when we say tell your story, we are inviting them to express something that's meaningful to them, related to, of course, the topic that we are addressing, but we will leave them complete creative freedom so that they can do something that they find meaningful. Of course, it will have to be relevant to the topic, but again, we will be open to that as well. And we are really curious about how in different cultures and how in different backgrounds and different countries, they can come up with different stories. And this is an important part of Tsunami United. Then they can work in groups and they can work individual, so that's flexible as well. We will provide a simple methodology. We know that this may be new for many of them, So we work as risk communicators, we work a lot on that. So we have good practices, we have good examples, and then we have practical recommendations on how to make it easier the first time. And as I said, it's a collaboration, it's a collective work, but at the same time, it's a group work or individual for some if they prefer. And at the same time, we want to have a component of competition, which is that there will be some best work that will be showcased for the 20th commemoration, and they will have regional visibility in the region. So these are just some images of the presentations that we will learn with them. Why are we doing this conversation with space? Because we think that we need new perspectives, and astronauts in space have a unique perspectives of such a big region like the Indian Ocean. And from space, so many interesting things, important things about the Earth are studied. So we think this is an opportunity for them to learn about satellite images or how science uses satellites to research the ocean. And it's also a way to inspire them to be scientists or communicators in the future. So this is confirmed for end of July. The exact date will be confirmed by the astronauts 2 weeks before, but this will happen, as I said, in the week of 22 to 26. In terms of what students need to do, we are, for this particular connection with space, they will learn in our webinars about these topics, and that will cover ocean, the coasts, coastal and ocean hazards, life in the ocean, nature and species that also protect the coasts, like mangroves or coral reefs, tsunamis and climate change as well. So these are the topics that will be covered, and the one thing that we will invite them to do is to send one question to the astronaut, and we need to send those questions in June, because a selection of 12 plus 4 in case we need backups, so a total of 16 will be chosen, and those students will have the opportunity to ask the question directly live to the astronaut. The rest, everyone can watch the conversation. It's going to be an audio conversation. We stream it through YouTube, but it's an audio conversation because it's through radio. We'll send you a video for you to have a look. And we are only asking them to send one question about any of these topics, and the best questions will be selected. So, but again, this is something that will be transmitted so that everyone can participate. We will have a website for Tsunami United, so feel free to take a picture here, or we will send you the link, so don't worry. But in this website, we will update everything that happens around Tsunami United, all the important information, the details, and of course, we will upload students' work when they finish that. We will send you some resources to prepare for these activities, so that you can learn more about if they want to get deeper about the 2004 tsunami, or all the progress that has been made in terms of preparedness since that event. So many things changed, and so many programs and even global institutions were created after that event. So it's important to know all the work that has been doing, even UNESCO, organizations like UN, United Nations Disaster Office for Disaster Risk Reduction. There's very, very interesting initiatives that we will highlight as well. We will send you some links for them to get deeper. If they are interested in some particular aspects for their work, we will give them additional material for them to get deeper into. So again, going back to this part, we are expecting the students to connect to these 4 sessions plus the contact. We will always share invitations and links and details by email. And we will support them to create their story as they learn about tsunamis. So before we move to questions and answers, let's go together. So through what we are actually asking you in terms of support to make sure that your students can fully participate and make the most of it. So it's important that they come to the webinars. We think that if they miss one, it will be difficult to follow the whole process. So, and of course, the first ones are super, super important because we give context, we get to know each other, we discuss science, we discuss communication. So it's important that they really connect. So this is not compulsory for everyone. So we are expecting that the students that you selected are like really motivated. And then we will do some simple activities between webinars for them to get in the mood and to have context. On Friday, we will send you a very short survey with 7 questions that we would like to have responded before Wednesday. It's some questions that for us to know if they know how much information they have about tsunamis and about reflecting and taking at least some time to reflect on how their own countries were affected in 2004. And then they will, as I said, we will invite them to work on this project that we call like literally their stories. They will have plenty of time to work on that. The last day to submit it is September the 3rd. So this is a month after we finish with the last session. Then sending 1 question to space. That one is important. We will send you a form. So we'll always try to facilitate this with simple tools that they can complete, just filling the survey, filling a form so that it's simple. And then, as I said, we will have materials and we will communicate with them through email. So going back to the dates, these are the dates that we have. We created 2 time zones. So one of the things that we would love to discuss with you today is that we want to make sure that the timing that we are proposing actually works for your students, because we try to choose this timing just to make sure that this is daytime and this is the time in which they are in the school. But then we had like 1 or 2 teachers who said, as it's not the whole group who is taking part in the activity, it would be more convenient for the student to be in hours with it where he or she is not in school. So for a moment we thought, we want to double check with you, and this is the opportunity. If the timing that we are assigning is good for your students, we would like to have a confirmation. And for that, we will share with you a link now, right? On the chat window. Shall we do that now? I cannot see the screen. Okay, great. There we go. So if you see in the chat window, there's a link. And it's a very simple form in which we will ask you, maybe I can show it to you on screen, which is here. This is what's your name and what's your email and the country. And we just ask you if any of these times work for you and for your students. If the answer is no, please let us know so that we can find any solution or any alternative. And if the answer is no, please tell us what would be the time. It will be like really difficult to make sure that it works for everyone because we are engaging many countries, but we will do our best to accommodate everyone. And we want to make sure that what we are proposing actually works for you. So if you can just take the time now, I will wait. I will give you 1 minute. You have just to complete this form that I'm showing on screen. And then with your confirmation, I will continue. The presentation will be only 1 or 2 more minutes, and then we will open the floor for questions and answers. Again, if you didn't see the link, it's on the chat window. You just click on it, and please click on submit when you finish completing these simple questions. So we will take a few seconds more and then we'll continue. These are the proposed times, and something that I should mention is that if for some reason it works best for your students to use the other time zone, that is something that we can consider and that we can do. That is also possible. So because we will be doing each webinar in those two times. We may not, for some of the countries that may work. So that could potentially be an alternative if for some reason doesn't work. So let's move on. Thank you for completing this. So we'll confirm the final timing, which is going to be very similar to this one with exact times by email. And we will also send you tomorrow, as we said, this very simple survey in which we ask them about what causes a tsunami, if they are aware of what is the World Tsunami Day, which happens this year, what are the natural hazards in their country, if they know or if they have information about the tsunami in 2004. It's about giving context, getting in the mood, and doing some initial research through Wikipedia or any other tool, so that when we start webinar first, we are already familiar with this initial information. There's one question that you will find there. It's like, how was your country affected by the 2004 tsunami? We think this one is particularly important for them to, of course, in some countries, they already know this, but in others, maybe it's not the case. And we, of course, none of them was born at that time. So this could be an opportunity to have a conversation with them, teachers and students, about how the country was affected. And at the same time, it gives before the first session, for us, it will be difficult to get into the details of how each country was affected. So we think that this part of the survey, as I said, this is here is one of the questions that you will see in the survey. It's an opportunity to have a conversation with them in the class, so as to start to trigger in the conversation. At the end of the day, Tsunami United is about getting together, creating new bonds, learning together, and having these sort of conversations about the cultural aspects, the social aspects of the commemorations, the scientific aspects of all the knowledge and the improvements that have been taking place, the policy aspect, because we will share information about programs, and even the emotional component on how we connect with this important commemoration. So with this, I'll hit pause on the presentation, and we have at least half an hour for questions and answers. Feel free to ask anything that you are unsure about. We are here to help. You can feel free to open up the mic, or you can just raise a hand. Any of these works. You can also use the chat window. If for some reason you cannot talk where you are, you can also type in the chat window and we can also answer there. Do you like the initiative? Is it clear? Do you think the students will love it? We would love to have your feedback. You need to unmute your microphone if you want to talk. And that's the bottom on the left at the bottom, the microphone icon. Is it? Are you? I wonder if they can unmute the phone. Maybe it's the setting. Can you use the chat window?
Can anybody try to unmute? I think it should. Yes. Rafika, you are unmuted. You want to say something?
Yeah, hi, can you hear
Thank
me
you.
clearly?
Yes.
Okay, so I would like to say thank you, first of all. And it's such a great initiative as well to raise the awareness and for the student and the teacher as well. So I have a question. There are 4 sessions during the meetings, and I would like to know, is it just for the student or the teacher can also be participated or just watching? If I may know, I think that is my
Yes.
question, and thank you.
Thank you, Rafika, for raising that point. You are most welcome to take part in the webinars too. Sorry I did not mention, but yes, you can all participate. Yes, all the teachers.
Yes. As a matter of fact, we encourage the teacher also to participate. So
Yes.
as you know, we would like to have a conversation. So by the teachers participating, I'm sure that hopefully a conversation about this issue can be follow up by the teacher students beyond the sessions that we have.
Okay, thank you. It's very clear for me.
Wonderful. Thank you for your question. Any other questions? Was it clear what we explained? Do you think that the format works for your students to connect? We got lots of positive answers regarding the times so far, which is great. But again, this is good opportunity.
Aida?
Yeah. Okay.
I think we have echo from your side.
Okay. Good morning. I'm Aida Fitriana from SMA 1 Roknga, Indonesia, Great Aceh. I will ask you about the what we had asked for students to make a competition with the photographers and the campaigns of the Tsunami United about the music, infographics, and so on, the documentary films. How we upload all of this assignment because we don't understand how the way we upload all of this. And then you have said that we had to teachers follow the webinar. That's right. This is for just for teacher, or we have to join to this student too. I think that's all of our question of my team here. Thank you for it.
Thank you so much, Aida. Thank you. Yes, it's open for teachers and teachers are encouraged to participate. So yes, and in terms of the materials to upload, we will tell the students on how to do it. First, we need to get to know each other, meet for the sessions, do the learning sessions, and when they start working on it, we will send them a link to upload the material. So don't worry about it. They still need to go through the educational experience with us. So there will be time and we'll give them all the information that they need to do so. And they will have time as well. So it's not that they will have tight deadline. We want to make sure that they have time to learn about this and to prepare something that's meaningful for them.
Yeah, thank you, because my school is very interesting with this program. Okay, good morning.
Thank you. Shafir, can you?
Yeah, good morning.
Okay.
I'm from Sri Lanka. Sri Lanka in Trincomalee district, Kucheveli Annuria Muslim Mahavidyalaya, principal of the particular school. Our school situated in a coastal area. Our school situated in from the sea or 200 meters far away. We faced the tsunami attack in 2004. During the last year mock drill session, we have shared our experience and other knowledges to the students through the mock drill. The students well acquired the knowledge and experience from the mock drill. Our students are waiting to participate the competition and other sessions. We also participate this meeting in very interestingly because our school situated in nearest the sea coastal area, because we need to acquire some experience from other countries and other teachers and other schools and also your organizations. Okay, thank you very much.
Thank
Okay,
you,
thank you very
so
much.
much, Aaron. Thank you so much for being part. We are glad to have you participating from Sri Lanka. We are aware that, yes, if you're near the ocean and you may have context and information that it would be interesting to share with the students, they may know already. So maybe when you receive the survey, it could be an opportunity to have a conversation with them about these impacts at that time. And we are also curious about how they will connect with this, and I'm sure they will learn a lot with us and also create a meaningful story. So thank you for connecting and thank you for taking part.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Excuse me.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, can I ask some questions?
Yes, of course. I don't see your name.
Okay.
Chesadakorn.
Oh, yes. Chesadakorn from Thailand.
Yes.
Okay, wait a minute. I have the problem with my computer.
I see. Did you have any question that you wanted to share?
Can you hear me?
Yes, we
Yeah.
can.
Okay, so a teacher from Thailand, and I have question if it's possible that we will invite more teachers and students to.
We've
Yes.
had a few requests about that. Ardito, you want to go for it?
Maybe for the next 4 sessions that our team want to invite more teachers and some students to join our session too.
Yes, thank you very much for the questions. I think we also had similar questions yesterday when we have from the other zone. So we are reviewing this policy. Of course, in terms of teachers, they are welcome because the teacher is basically will be guiding the students. In terms of the students, of course, we have 5 students registered already. And at present, we listed this 5 students that is part of the activity. As you know, that this will also link with the storytelling activities linked to the campaign for tsunami awareness. We are now still discussing about the policy on this. And we will inform you maybe by email, hopefully by Monday on this. Yeah, we'll let you know by Monday on this. A few things, of course, that we would like to request you as well, the teachers as well as the students, to continue to monitor the emails that you send us, because we will be communicating most of the activities via emails as well as via the website. So if you can regularly monitor emails from us, it will be sent from the Indian Ocean Tsunami Information Center, as we did. So please do monitor the emails as well as the website, and we will provide all the information and announcement. Back also, if you have any questions, if you have any inquiries after these sessions, please do not hesitate to send emails to us. We will be happy to share the information. So if there is a questions that will link with also the other participants, we will inform all other participants. But if you have specific questions related to your schools or your students, you can also let us know.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I also see we have colleagues from Timor-Leste. I would really like to hear anybody from Timor-Leste if you have something to say.
That's exciting.
Oh, somehow I lost them. Oh, yes.
Mr. Kodijat. Hello.
Yes, Akbar from Indonesia.
Okay, thank you so much for the occasions. I would like to regard the high sincere gratitude for all committee for this event to be held. And I'm sorry that I missed the moment Emilio described it about the activities with the ISS, International Space Station, that we are gonna have some kind of Q&A, if I'm not mistaken, with the astronaut. And I think it would be very interesting moment to have. But I wonder what the thing that we have to do to prepare the student here in Aceh to make sure this moment happen. I mean, we just provide one questions only, or another activity should be prepared for the student making sure to get involved in this moment. And the second one for Mr. Ardhito Kodijat, because we are here in Aceh, we are BMKG, we would like to know exactly what we have to do with the participant. I mean, this is for the student and the teacher, but here we would like to really know the role of the BMKG employee here, only monitoring the website or email, or there are something else that we could be done. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Akbar. So this is the activity of Tsunami United. We are focusing on high school students from the Indian Ocean. So we are very happy that we have actually 19 countries participating in this initiative from different schools in the Indian Ocean. So the actors of this Tsunami United is basically the students and the teachers. Of course, there are agencies that we also invited to observe. For example, you are invited from BMKG because BMKG is part of the initiative. However, the partners that we are inviting roles will be basically only to observe the activities. So I hope that's clear. Of course, in terms, Emiliano mentioned about the connecting with the International Space Station. As he explained, there will be selections of questions. So we will be requesting students to write questions that they will ask the astronaut. We will be only select maybe 12 to 15, and the selection is because of the time that is the International Space Station can provide us. And then the selected questions the students who posted the selected questions will be involved in terms of communicating with the astronaut. As Emiliano mentioned, it will be audio first, while the others can actually observe the event through other means that we will inform you, either with a YouTube or with a different method. But they can observe the conversation as well as communications between the students and the ISS astronaut. But again, due to the limitations, we will be limiting only to maybe 12 questions from the students, and we will be making the selections of the most related questions that can be answered by the astronaut. Emiliano, maybe you would like to add something on that.
No, well, I can share the screen and say just two things. One is when does it happen? On the week on July the 22 to 26, and the day and time is going to be confirmed. And you will be able to, everyone will be able to follow it through a YouTube live conversation. So it's a YouTube link that we will send you before the event, so don't worry. And what do they have to do? Just to see the transmission, just connect to the link. But they will be invited to send one question. That question will be, we will discuss it in the webinars. We will talk about this with them because we will teach them about the International Space Station. We will learn together about it, and they will prepare one question about any of these topics that we've been discussing: the ocean, the coasts, life on the ocean, natural species or animals that are also somehow connected to life on the coast, and of course the tsunamis, which is the main topic of the conversation. And we will also discuss climate change. So they will have to send one question, and then just a few will be selected. So those ones will be able to connect to a Zoom link like this one to ask the question online through Zoom. But this is only 12 students. But then the rest, you can follow it live on YouTube.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Akbar.
Thank you. Yes.
So we have a question from our colleagues in Timor-Leste, from Mana Jesuina. She wrote it in the chat. Maybe there is a... So Mana Jesuina, do you want to open your mic, or shall I read the question? Okay, so maybe there is a problem with connecting with the mic. I hope. So Mana Jesuina asked, what is the purpose of the meeting? She came a little bit late because she was teaching, conflicting with her teaching schedules in Timor-Leste. So the objective of today's meeting is basically to discuss with the teachers who have registered as a participating schools in our Tsunami United initiative. Mr. Emiliano has presented what we'll be doing. We will share the recording of this session and also the presentations that Mr. Emiliano has presented. So the meeting is basically to discuss with you as well as to brief you on what the event will be that we'll be doing under the Tsunami United. The objective of this Tsunami United program itself is basically to connect as well as to create conversation about tsunami hazard, especially in commemoration of the 20th year of the 2004 Indian Ocean tsunami that happens in December 2004. And as we all know, the high school students were not born at that time. So this conversation or this Tsunami United is basically to trigger conversations, as well as to invite the students to tell their stories about what they know, what they see have been progresses, or what they think about the future tsunami if it happens. And of course, we will invite the students to tell their story through a campaign that we would like to encourage them to do in the countries as well as in their schools. So I hope I answer your questions, Mana Jesuna, but if you still have questions, you can post it on the chat or you can send us email and we'll be happy to provide you more details. Again, this recording will be made available to all of you, as well as the presentation that Mr. Emiliano has presented. We will share this hopefully by today. Okay, thank you. It's clear. Now I see from Bangladesh, there is a raised hand. Please, maybe Emiliano, you would like to take this?
We cannot hear you for some reason. I don't see that you're muted, so there might be something with the microphone. Let me just see if I can allow. No. If the microphone doesn't work, we cannot hear you. So maybe the chat is an option. Now you're muted, but before you were not muted.
We still cannot hear you.
No, we can't. Do you want to use the chat window?
I'm sorry, we cannot still hear you.
No. Do you want to use the chat? Can you see the chat window here? In the meantime, if any other teacher has any questions, feel free to unmute the microphone. It's great that so many teachers from so many countries connected today, so it's great to have you here. We thank you so much for the support. And as I know that it's a new type of initiative and with new information, this is a good opportunity to ask any question. And
I think our colleague from Bangladesh is typing the question, so.
Okay, yes, we'll wait.
You'll wait, yeah.
Otherwise, we may be closing the session very soon.
If there are any other questions.
Okay, so we have two questions there.
Yeah.
The first one is when will be finished, right? So let's see let us open the presentation and see the timing. Let me just share with you this timing. So here, these are the dates, right? So today we are finishing the 2 meetings with teachers. So they will have session 1, first week of June, session 2, second week of June, session 3, it's at the end of June. So it's 2 weeks after. Then we have the conversation with space is July 22nd to 26th, and it will be confirmed 2 weeks before. We still don't know the day exact for the contact with space. This is ISS. ISS means International Space Station. So that's the where it says contact. And then we have the last session, the first week of August. And they will have another month to finish their story and send it by September the 3rd. So these are the dates. So when is it finished? It's first week of August. And then I saw another question, which is what happens if they miss a session? We will send you the video. So we will send you the video at the end of the session so that the students can watch the video. It's not the best option because it's so much better if they connect and they become part of the conversation, they interact, they participate, they ask questions. So it's really important that they attend all the sessions. That's why we didn't put it compulsory for all the students. It was voluntary for students that are motivated, but we understand that it may be the case that maybe they have a problem and they cannot attend. In that case, they should watch the video and complete the activity that they have to do for the next session.
If I may add, as we mentioned, we have as you see in the agenda, there is always 2 for each sessions. There is also 2 agenda or 2 dates. So if the students miss, for example, on one date and they are interested to join, they can of course join on the other session. So we have 2 sessions per week. We divided these 2 sessions in 2 zones because of the comfortable or convenience of the time zone. However, if they miss in one time zone and then they would like to follow the sessions on the other time zone, it is also still possible. So we are not restricting one time zone only to that time zone, but of course, if there is problems, then they can follow the other time zone as well, in addition to the recording that Emilio mentioned. So 2 things before we end, if there is no more questions. One, again, just a friendly reminder, please request your students to monitor the emails because we will be communicating by emails to them. So make sure that during this few weeks or the next 2 months, they regularly monitor their emails. Also, of course, our website, there will be information from our website as well as previous event or activities that will be available also in the website. So please encourage, advise your students to also monitor your emails, in addition to yourself to monitor the emails. Second, before we close, I would like to take a picture of all of us. So if there is no more questions and Emiliano will be closing the session, maybe we take a group photo and there is hold on. Okay, so there is just a chat. So please turn on all your cameras with your happy faces, and I see that there is 2 screens, so let's wait until everyone turn on their cameras so we can take a picture together. I think if people are still turning on the cameras, let's wait a few more seconds. Okay, so I will take several pictures, so please bear with me. I see in SMA Baya everybody's gathered. Good to see all of you there. So let's do that.
Yeah.
Okay, smile, big smile. 1, 2, and 3. Okay, hold on. Let me save this first. Let me take another, the other screen. Let me move to the other screen. Okay, again, smile, big smile. 1, 2, and 3. Okay, let me save this one. And I hope I have everyone. I have the 2 screens already taken. Maybe just take one more. I see a lot of new faces, so please bear with me. Okay. 3, 2, and 1, and smile. Okay, one last one. This is the last one. I always like to take pictures, so
Yeah.
bear with me.
It's a photo session. It's like a
Indeed.
professional session.
Okay.
Yes.
Photo
Yes.
session.
Okay, everybody smile. This is the last one, I promise. 1, 2, and 3. Great. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you so much, everyone, for connecting today. I can see all those smiles and energies. It's so great to meet you. We are so happy to be part of this team with you. We are really looking forward to meeting your students. As we said, you're more than welcome to be part in the webinars as well. So we look forward to connecting with you very soon. We will send more details on the survey tomorrow, and all the information will be sent to you by email. Ardito, do you want to add anything else, or shall we just wrap it up?
Yeah, so we'll just wrap it up. Thank you very much.
See you next
Just
time.
a reminder, we will be meet again on 6th of June, which is the session for the students. There will be officially opening from UNESCO as well as from UNDRR at the beginning. We'll try to make it short, but we look forward to see all of you again on the 6th or on the 7th of June.
Take care. Have a good day.
Bye, take care.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thank you so much.
Bye.
Bye.